Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I have created several playlists for various categories of problems such as BFS, DFS, dynamic programming, binary search, trees, graphs, and so on. Please check them out. I have also uploaded this code for the problem to GitHub repository. You can get the link from the description of this video below this. Okay, let's jump into today's problem. Build an array with stack operations. Given an array target and an integer n, in each iteration you will read a number from list 1, 2, 3, so on until n. Build the target array using the following operations. Push, read a new element from the beginning list and push it in the array. Pop, delete the last element in the array. If the target array is already built, stop reading more elements. So you are guaranteed that the target array is strictly increasing, only containing numbers between 1 to n inclusive. Return the operations to build the target array. You're guaranteed that the answer is unique. So basically we are given with a target array and an integer n and a list. This is an imaginary list. Okay, so this is not given to us. We just have to assume that there is a list existing starting from 1 till n, and there are two operations that we are allowed to do. So push operation, what does that push do? Read a new element from the beginning of the list and push it into the array. So basically you take the element from the list, this imaginary list, okay, and read that and push it into the array. Okay, that's the push operation. And pop is delete the last element in the array. So whatever the element that we have inserted into the array, right, so that one we need to remove. So that is the operation basically. So if the target array is already built, so what we have to essentially check is do some operations and check whether the target array is same as the array that we have built. If so, we just stop doing the operations. Otherwise we don't need to, we have to continue basically. So those are the two operations that we need to do, and return what are the sequence of operations needed in order to build the target array, right? So basically let's try to understand through an example for this. So let's go ahead and look at with an example 1. Target array is 1, 3. So this array is 1, 3. N is equal to 3 is given, right? So now the output it needs is push, push, pop, push. So this is the output that we need to give, right? So what is that push operation is? Push is we have to read the number. Remember that number is from this list. List is 1 to n, right? So this is an imaginary list. Okay, you read that number, the first number, that is 1, and push into the array. That then array becomes 1. Initially the array is empty. Okay, so array becomes 1, and then next operation is also push. So read the number 2 and automatically push in the array, right? So then the array will become 1, 2, and after that there is a pop. So in that case we pop that array, pop that element. So after 1, 2 it becomes just 1 only because we have popped, and after that we need to push, read the number 3 and automatically push in the array 1, 3. So 1, 3 became 1, 3 the target. So that is, those are the operations required. So now we have to reverse engineer and come up with these operations, the push and pops, right? So what we are going to essentially do is, when the element is present, right, when the element is present in the target array, we just need to push, right? So push is read the element from the list and push into the array. When the element is not present, we push it and pop it because we don't need that in the target array. So why do we need to pop? Because we don't want that element in the target array, and we are only allowed to access the elements sequentially, right? So beginning of the list, so we read 1 first and then 2, 3 and so on, right? So we have to read in that order. So we are not allowed to skip any element, right? So since that is the reason, if the element is not there in the target array, right, we need to push as well as pop. So those are the two operations that are needed when the element is not there in the target array. But if the element is there in the target array, we just need to push. The read from the beginning of the list is implicit when we are pushing, okay? But the pop is we just take out the element from the array that we are building. But the answer that we are looking for is what are the kind of operations that we are going to do, right? So let's come up with a algorithm for that, right? So what we are going to do is we need to fulfill the target array through sequence of operations. The sequence of operations that are given are push and pop only, these two, right? So now what we are going to do is for this particular algorithm to solve, right? So as we know, when the element is present in target array, we just need push only, right? If it is not present, then what we are going to do is push and pop. So this is the simple logic that we are going to use. But let's try to work out how we are going to do these operations. So these are the simple things, right? So push when it is present, push and pop when it is not present in the target array. So now initialize the index to represent the first index of the target array. So that is where we identify whether that particular element is equal to our head node in the list or not. So in case for the case of head, right, what I am going to use is I am going to use a counter. So counter is like an integer which starts from 1 because the list is, this imaginary list is starting from 1, right? So that's why my counter is also starting from 1. So if the counter is present in the current index where it is pointing, we automatically initialize the index to 0. So if the counter is same as the element in the target index, target array where the current index is pointing to, 0 currently, right? So if it is there, that means what we are going to do, just push. Since we need to return the operations, right? So we declare an operations list that we need to return and keep on adding push and pop, push and pop, depending on the element present or not present. So if the numbers are starting from 1, recall the list is starting from 1 to n, okay? So we start our loop or the counter with 1. If the number is present in the target array, then we just need to push and increment the index because we have already found, and we just increment the index. So add push operations to the list, right? So the list that we are going to return. And if the element is not present, we need to push and pop because we don't want that element to be in the list, right? So that's what we are going to do. And add push and pop operations to the list that we are going to return. So we continue this until the index is overflows the target array's number of elements, okay? The number of elements in the target array, if it overflows. So till that point we continue these operations. So finally we return the operations list. So let's go ahead and try to understand through the code perspective now. So I have declared the answer list here, which is this is the thing that we are going to keep track the operations, and we are going to return this as answer list. So now initialize the index to 0 as we talked, and just get the length of the target array into length parameter, okay? So now our counter, we are starting from 1, okay, because the list is starting from 1 to n. So we are going through less than or equal to n, if you see, observe, right? So this is a loop that we are going through. So if idx is greater than or equal to length, right? So index is greater than or equal to the length, right? Then we immediately break. We don't care about anything, right? So otherwise, what we are going to do is if I is equal to target array's current index, that means the element is present in the array. What we are going to do, just add push, that's it. If it is not there, that means it is not equal. What we are going to do, add push and pop. So this is the essential logic, right? When it is present, add push. When it is not present, add push and pop. But when it is present, you need to increment the index. When it is not present, you have to wait till the element becomes available, right? So that is how we are going to continue through this from 1 to n, right? 1 to n. But of course, if the target array is much less than the n, right, we break out initially, right? So prematurely basically. So finally we will return the answer list. So that's how the code is going to work. So let's go ahead and look at the time complexity and space complexity for this algorithm. So time complexity. So when you consider the time complexity, right, it is basically we are going through 1 to n, right? But this is valid for only the cases where the target array's length is almost equal to n, right, or equal to n. But when the cases, there are cases in the example, if you go down, right, so 1 to example 3, it has only 2 elements but n is 4. So when n becomes 3, we just get out of this for loop. That is a break here, right? So basically the time complexity, the worst case time complexity is order of n for this. But the best case what we could say is order of, so let's write 2 complexities, right? Best case, so worst case is order of n, okay? And best case, right, so this is best case will be order of, what we are going to say is minimum of length of the target comma n. Obviously as we can guess, minimum will be length of the target anyway, right? So that would be the minimum. But since we the big O notation is always about the maximum complexity that we care, right? So we will say the time complexity is order of n overall, okay? So this is overall time complexity. So let's go ahead and try to look at the space complexity. So what space we are essentially using? So this is the array that we need to return, right? So that is the array that we need to return. That's why we are using, sorry, this is a list we need to return, right? So if you, since we have to return that list anyway, right? So this is to keep track of the operations. So for each element that is present, we have one string push. For each element that is not present, we have 2 strings, push and pop, right? So for example, if the given array is something like this, right? So if 100, let's say, and n is equal to 100, let's say, for this is the thing, right? So how many operations that we need? So it's basically, first thing is push, and then we have how many push and pop combinations? Push, pop, push, pop. So basically there are 98 of them. Finally we have a push, right? So for this kind of thing, when the element is not there, we are doing 2 times of that operations, right? When element is present, only one operation, right? So that means since we have to get the worst case for this case, right? So we have, even though it is 1 to 100, there are 98 of the push and pop. So that means 98 into 2, 196, 197 and 198. So for this there are 198, right? So what we can say is, in this, from this example, we would need worst case order of 2 into n, okay? Space complexity is required is order of 2n into n strings basically, right? 2n strings, these are not actually the length of the n, so but 2n strings. So since we speak about the no constants being present in the big O notation, we would still say this is order of n space complexity, okay? But practicality, it is actually almost equal to the order of 2n, okay? But since we remove the constants like 2, the overall space complexity we will call it as order of n. So the time complexity is order of n and space complexity is also order of n for this particular problem. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below this video. I have posted the code to GitHub repository. You can find the link below the video in the description section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe and also share among your friends. Please click on the bell icon so that you will be notified about all my future videos. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another problem soon. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.